Don't trip, you know? I know things is hard right now. You looking for a job, you out there hustling.
So today I want to talk about the Wallace civil trial and about the Tupac murder. I've been labeled a conspiracy theorist. In the case of Tupac, you have at least 3 to 4 people that are in the Cadillac. What is conspiracy to commit murder? It's 2 or more people that conspired to kill somebody. So the fact that there are 3 people at least in the Cadillac makes this a conspiracy. Now, how many more people are involved? That's the real big question. And when we look at police corruption, we have Operation Big Spender. We have the Rampart scandal. We have the corrupt Compton Police Department. And so we don't need to look too far for police corruption. There are other instances of police corruption that have come to light. And I'm going to put a link in the notes on this video for something that you should watch because it's really breaking news. And it's breaking news from like a year ago, but not very many people actually got a chance to see this. And there's 2 cases that also include police corruption. And one of them is the Wallace civil trial, and they got an anonymous tip. They went over, and sure enough, right where these police files were being kept, were being hidden from the plaintiffs in the case, the files were found. And they were found in the desk drawers of Stephen Katz, LAPD Detective Stephen Katz. That's where those were found. And that trial was labeled a mistrial. So we had them actually making big progress towards winning the case. And that gets derailed with a mistrial. The second case, the second Wallace civil trial, gets derailed by the testimony of Waymond Anderson. And Waymond Anderson stitches together Yame Christie, her computer basically stolen from her, and she had been cataloging all of the information in the Christopher Wallace case, and that goes missing, and all of her files go missing. Waymond Anderson stitches together Yame Christie with Psycho Mike, with Mario Hammonds, with Kenneth Boagny, and basically defeats all of their testimony by stringing it all together. And then what else happens? Kevin Hackey, who also is called to testify, is intimidated and says he will not testify in the case because he's afraid of retaliation from Death Row Records, the City of Los Angeles, and the LAPD. So we have corruption. They're said that they're going to redouble their efforts, and what do afterwards? They disband the investigation. They lie to Valletta Wallace. Then they take a discredited officer, somebody who was known to be a liar, and they have him weave together a bunch of lies to discredit the case one more time in a book and in a movie. And that's what we have happening. And the link that I want you guys to all see is Waymond Anderson. And this is over the course of a number of months, I was in contact with him. He was intimidated by Assistant City Attorney Don Vincent, and he was told that he was going to be banished to the nethermost parts of the prison system if he didn't cooperate with them. So that means that the corruption not only is in the LAPD, not only is in the city of Los Angeles, but is also in the city attorney's office of Los Angeles. Now, I happen to think that we have a great city attorney today with Mike Fuhrer, but back then, we actually had Don Vincent, who was assistant city attorney, who was the one that came in and intimidated Waymond Anderson. And that's what Waymond Anderson says. You guys should all listen to this. The other thing that you should listen to is you should listen to, and it's in the link that I'm going to give you, you should listen to the statement of Danny Timmons as he talks about how they wanted him to lie on Suge Knight. Now, look, if Suge Knight's this big bad dude that we should put away for life, I'm all for it. Let's put him away. But let's do it in a way that is honest, that's truthful. And the fact is that there is no evidence to be able to put him away. So what these guys have decided to do is they decided that they were going to manufacture evidence. And how did they do that? They wanted to get an inmate close to Suge Knight, not because they actually wanted him to interact with Suge Knight, but because they wanted him to lie about interacting with Suge Knight. And whenever we have corruption, it changes the rules of engagement. That's why Russell Poole was all about doing things honest, the right way. If you're going to get a conviction with real facts and with real evidence. And Russell was the one who said that the case against Suge Knight was going to crumble. He had seen the video. He said this case is going to crumble, and sure enough, the case did crumble. And it has crumbled. And so what did they decide to do? The sheriffs decided that they were going to put an inmate near Suge Knight so that they could have that inmate testify at the trial that Suge Knight intended to kill them because they couldn't prove the intent to kill. And without the intent to kill, it's justifiable homicide. And there is no case against Suge Knight. But by the time this actually comes to trial, they will have stolen 3 years of Suge Knight's life. And so these two things, the Waymond Anderson statement, I think you guys should listen to. The Waymond Anderson statement shows us that the Biggie murder was orchestrated by David Mack, Rafael Perez, Kevin Gaines, and Amir Muhammad. And if that's true, then that also leads back to the fact that Kevin Gaines was on special assignment in the Tupac murder. And if he was on special assignment, what was he doing there? He was there to help orchestrate the hit on Tupac. And so this all comes together. Take a look at these links. I'm going to give you a link to Larger Than Life so you can see the case against Suge. And then you can also see the Danny Timmons stuff on Suge. And you can see the Waymond Anderson statement. And one last thing I'd say is the tail end of all of this is the pursuit of Ahmaud Bradley. Ahmaud Bradley destroyed a rat line that was bringing in good money for the city officials that were involved in it. And so what did they come to him and say? They said to Ahmaud Bradley, we want to make sure you never run for mayor again, and we'll let you go. We'll leave you alone. But if you decide you're going to run for mayor again, then we're going to continue to pursue you. So they have pursued Ahmaud Bradley for 17 years. Now, since when is it the DA's job to decide who can and can't run for mayor? It's them inserting themselves into politics because they got a rat line in Compton that they want to protect. And that's what's going on. This is corruption. It's been bubbling up for years, and it's time to uproot all of this corruption. It's time for all of this to come out. Now we have Reggie Wright Jr., Reggie Wright Sr., that have been arrested on drug smuggling charges. Reggie Wright Jr. did the whole mea culpa. Hey, I'm going to become a deacon in my church, and I'm a good guy now because I go to church, and here's pictures of me going to church. And then what happens? He gets arrested on drug running charges and money laundering charges. And so that whole thing of going to church and becoming a deacon and being a reformed and a changed man kind of goes out the window when you see that he's now been arrested. And I look at the song, One Tin Soldier, go ahead, hate your neighbor, go ahead and cheat a friend, do it in the name of heaven, you can justify it in the end. There won't be any trumpets blowing come the judgment day, but on the bloody morning after, one tin soldier rides away.
It's the same thing. Young nigga niggas in the streets trying to gang bang. Selling crack in them packs trying to maintain. Got a cousin and he used to do the same thing. I wish my mama had 100 fucking million. Cause I bet she'd feed all the children. The president doing nothing for us now. Got me in the streets riding the bus now. Ain't got enough money for gas to ride the car. Ain't even got insurance, ain't going far. The cops pull me over, man, what should I do? Should I chill or should I run, or will they shoot?